So Michael Kinsley is a guy that I'm not particularly familiar with, but I have heard the name. He's edited at Slate. He's was also a guy who was on Crossfire back in the day on CNN. And, you know, you could say, look, this guy's not in the center of any kind of public conversation. He's pretty irrelevant. And that's true. But he does still get New York Times real estate. He does still get Vanity Fair real estate. And I just noticed this recently. Somebody flagged this. It was part of a recent article in Current Affairs that critiqued false civility. And I missed this at the time. And it is so atrocious and so breathtakingly stupid that even if Mike Kinsley apologized for this, which he has not, as far as I know, he would need to like fly to the birthplace of the Buddha, meditate under the Bodhi tree, and then retrace like Jesus's steps in the desert, then go on a Hajj, then do a sweat. Like he would need to do every type of purification and penance imaginable to make up for this column that he did in the New York Times. And I'm going to quote now from this is a piece in Current Affairs. We'll have a link in the show notes. In May, this is May, a couple of months ago, the paper, which is the New York Times, began running a nauseating column called Say Something Nice About Donald Trump, in which the president would be praised semi-weekly by career pundit Michael Kinsley. Kinsley, whose prior resume spans the worst entities in political media, see Slate, The New Republic, CNN's Crossfire, began his first column with a plea to be nicer to Trump. Does he deserve all of the criticism? Does he never do anything right? Say anything wise? Are all of his schemes to reform this agency or abolish that regulation utterly misguided? The venom, the obsession, the knife twisting are hard to understand. Even a stop clock is right twice a day. And though even Donald Trump can't be wrong all the time, we're looking for a few positive words about the president. We're asking for your help. This is not about Trump the family man. It's not another forum for debating the issues. It's a place to point out positive things that Mr. Trump has said or done from the viewpoint of the New York Times and its readers. I don't know if this is still going on. I could not find recent editions of this column, and maybe it was quietly killed from shame and delusion. This is a way, it's a door into the generations of pundits that first sort of define that neoliberal center. And it was people like Michael Kinsley that helped get us into such a state of delusion and learned helplessness within the Democratic elite, because those were the two tracks with the Democratic elite. There was the selling out of the core Democratic constituencies, whether they're labor or poor people or people of color under the Clinton era, to curry favor with corporations, to throw people off of welfare and all the rest of it. No question. But then there was this bizarre obsession with civility and institutional respect and finding fairness and equivalencies where none exist. And you can see a through line, quite literally a direct through line, with a column idea as stupid as this by Kinsley, with the same people that look at the world as it is today and are more worried by Antifa than anything else. It's this bizarre desire to find something that isn't there when one, practically the right, would still just as easily call Michael Kinsley a communist and never reciprocate this kind of weakness and delusion. And then an order of affairs that favors power, privilege, and oppression. And that's, you know, there were, and I think it was Marcuse who was quoted in this piece from the Frankfurt School, said, can you really have an open exchange and a commitment to broad openness of ideas that allows for everybody when one side is advocating for civil rights, the other side is advocating white supremacy in the Ku Klux Klan? And maybe in a generic, broad sense, everybody can sort of say what they want. But from a broad societal functional sense, in terms of what we accept and what we prop, obviously both of those things cannot be given equal airing. because one is a demand for rights and space and the other is a negation of it. And that's how this discourse gets so warped and abused. And you'll see even this weekend in the Silicon Valley fascism primer, going back to the 70s, of people talking about the real danger and the real lesson of Hitler's Germany was not a genocidal quest to murder all Jewish people, to murder all gypsies. No, 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 no. That wasn't the issue. The issue was there wasn't free speech in Hitler's Germany. And that clamped down on, I kid you not, open exchanges of ideas. So in this column, even though we missed it at the time, Michael Kinsley has given himself a permanent pay stub to retire, bitch, forever.